Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Windbreaker Podcast, episode number 129 for Monday, June 22nd, 2026. Marty here, joined by JM8 and producer Eric. Yahtzee's off this week on his summer holiday, but the king of gargling, Jack Packard, is here to join us to chat about the past, present, and future of cards in video games. Sometimes you get a title, and we don't even explain to people why you have that title.
Mm-hmm.
You're a great gargler.
No one's going to get that.
Here's what I'm saying. I am a great gargler. You cannot call me the king of gargles. You can't.
Okay, I won't call you the gargle queen. The gargle queen.
They'll come for you. They'll come for you.
The Jesus Christ. Let's talk about cards. How did this happen the week Yahtzee was on vacation? Well, we wanted to talk about cards in games. A, it's something Jack has a lot of experience in. He's a fan of several games with cards in games. But B, it's become a big thing, not only as games with card games inside of them, as you see like a Gwent or whatnot, but games where cards are your main kind of gameplay mechanic, and that could be something like Balatro, like Slay the Spire. But just wanted to get our kind of temperature on that. Jay, do you remember the first time you encountered a game with cards in it?
The first time I encountered a game with cards in it? That is a good question. It was probably just a normal card game, a game that has its primary characters are card games, probably like an MTG or Pokemon,
so like a CCG kind of like
a CCG thing.
Yeah,
because I don't feel like it really became a huge thing to have cards in games until, when I say recently, I mean in the last like 12 years. It wasn't really a huge thing. I guess like back in the day, FF8 with Triple Triad was a huge thing, but I didn't play that back into the day. So yeah, it's only been recently that it's kind of become. I don't want to use the word plague. It's become a
plague, 100%
prolific,
a positive plague.
Okay, yeah,
wellness plague.
Yeah, it's infectious.
Yeah,
and there's lots of reasons for why it's becoming so popular, in especially the indie space.
Yeah, right. Jack, what's your history with cards? Were you like a CCG guy growing up? Did you play Magic back in Pokemon back in the 90s and all?
God no. Here's my problem. I love a deck builder. I love deck building games. I in fact have so many expansions for Marvel Legendary that I had to buy a custom made wooden carrying box for all of my Marvel Legendary deck building cards. Absolutely love these types of games because to me the mechanics are in balance. Whereas in a Magic the Gathering, a Pokemon collectible card game, it's a pay to win scenario. It's about kind of crafting your deck before you start playing. And so there's so much kind of knowledge that needs to be had before you even start playing that to me that was a barrier too far. No shade on Magic the Gathering. Fuck that. Never mind. All the shade on Magic the Gathering.
The entire gathering?
The entire gathering.
I'm a big Magic the Gathering head. I have a memory when I was moving to university. I was moving house at university, and my then partner's father came to help us move. And I had, similar to Jack, a huge case of all of my Magic cards, worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, like my entire collection. And he picked it up to move it into the house, but only picked up like the top lid. So it stayed attached for like a second, and then the entire thing fell out. And I'm not joking, my entire Magic collection got blown all over the street and just got absolutely ripped to shreds. And he's like a hard man, covered in tattoos, like, would beat up a bear. But he was nearly in tears because he was so distraught that he had done that to my stuff. I was like, man, I sold them though. Someone bought them, but I love Magic the Gathering.
That's fair. No, and obviously, like, listen, if your hobby's your hobby, just not my thing. I like when we have a deck that we build and it's the potential of pulling from a deck. That's my particular jam.
Yeah.
And so, I'm sorry, I forgot your question, Marty.
I was just like, what was your early history with? Because the thing is, like, in the 90s, I don't remember games where cards were kind of a mechanic, but card games I think the first PC game I ever played was Solitaire, and then like Free Cell and Hearts, which I still don't understand, but they were there, and Windows 95 and Windows 98 and everything. And I remember like Mario 3 had like the memory game. It was like a mini game where it'd be like the cards in a grid, and you'd have to play memory. Yeah, like Mario RPG had like a casino where you'd play like, I think, blackjack. They may have given a different name, but it was like the equivalent of that. But that's like what I remember from card games in the 90s. And then it wasn't until it felt like the aughts where people thought about cards, partly in a way that's like, how do these CCGs work? But then also a little bit later on, cards became a like major mechanic in a thing, your Slay the Spires and your Balatros. And I'm not sure like what twisted to make that a thing.
I think we can attribute this directly to the rise of the boutique board game.
Sure, like starting with like your Settlers and your Carcassonne as like your entryways, and then
you got that right.
Ones. Yeah,
but like along with that, you have things like the Legendary series. You have the Pokemon game. You have Magic the Gathering. You have the very first deck building game I ever played was the Penny Arcade deck building game. I want to say it was called like Gamers Unite or I forget exactly what it was called, but it was the Penny Arcade deck building game. That was my very first deck builder, and it was great. But all of the sudden the hobby of board gaming turned into something that was what's the word for when it's artistic, but not first of all, I'm just gonna do this the entire thing because this looks really weird on camera.
It looks AI generated, and I don't like it.
No, what's the term for when something is like handcrafted?
Artisanal? Boutique?
That's exactly
Farm
what
to
it is.
table.
Artisanal. Like we had the boom of artisanal board games meant that we had access to more card-based gaming. And that I think fed into the design of more card-based games in the digital space.
Yeah. Because cards in board games, but this is going to expand into the indie space, are effectively shorthand for complex systems that are happening within a space. If we think to our beloved Red Dragon Inn, a lot of the cards are describing these complex actions that individual characters are taking that are being communicated by a set of rules on a card and also an image. And you can convey so much more through that one card than you could with, say, like a mini, right? Like a minifig or like on the board, and you say what's happening. And that expands into the indie space because in a lot of these games, their budgets are way, way smaller, and having cards just describe what's happening and add these rules is a lower barrier to entry rather than free modeling, every single creature and then animating every single action. You just break it down into a singular card, and it's just key art and the mechanics. So it's a lot easier to get into that.
Cards are also, we talk about the rise of roguelikes as well. And part of that is because you can make a finite amount of things, and then the randomness gives it a lot of legs and a lot of replayability, assuming, the core loop is there. But, in like a deck of cards, 52 cards or whatever, but endless possibilities in how they roll out. And the same thing, if you have a deck of 10 characters or abilities or whatever, the way they're doled out can make every run feel different. So it kind of feels like using a little bit going a long way in terms of your budget or your scope or anything inside of your game.
Well, and we get the zeitgeist shorthand of the shuffle. Everyone understands theoretically. I actually, we need to talk to a child. Like, do you understand what shuffling a deck means?
What's this? What's this? Just shuffling in their face.
What is this? What is it? Right. But I think generally speaking, everyone knows what a deck of cards is, and everyone understands the concept of shuffling. And so that is, like Jay said, taking this very big, heady idea of randomizing things and putting it into a space that people understand. This reminds me of like the very first iPhone, how everything in like iOS 0.1, everything had an analog display. Like YouTube, the thing for YouTube was a little television.
Sure. Yeah. Instagram was a camera. Like
Instagram was I had to understand it. Yeah.
your books, your e-reader was an actual library with things on shelf, because we didn't have the language for what these look like in a digital space yet. And I think it's very similar with modern deck building roguelikes, where we're still using kind of a past vernacular to help explain complex ideas.
Yeah. It is funny though, because as positive certain aspects of the kind of card-based gaming can be, either in beloved games like Slay the Spire and Balatro, or mini games inside of a game like Gwent or Triple Triad and 8, or Queen's Blood in Remake 2, which is my personal favorite one. Cards have also kind of got associated with some of the scummier aspects of the gaming industry, like the gacha system, FIFA Ultimate Team, I think it's called, where you pay money to rip open. It's like giving you the loot box satisfaction of ripping open a pack of cards and not knowing what's inside. Yes. And that ends up becoming a scourge to gaming, because that is kind of like, to me, the Pokemon cards as a kid felt like baby's first gambling. Like,
no, because it is.
Yeah, it's like, I'll pay $3 in whatever 2000 in the year 2000, $3 for a pack of Pokemon cards, and hopefully a cool one is in there that I want. But sometimes it's just shit I already have that I don't care about. So
that because I played for the one season, I played a lot of Hearthstone, and because I love card games. I think they're great, and one of the huge things that was a big gripe for me was I wanted to play a certain way. I wanted to play a deck that I created that was like themed around Murlocs, like, because I just think they're dumb and funny. And once you start getting into like the higher tiers of playing, like moving up towards Legendary, which is like the highest rank, you start to see the same decks over and over again, because people understand what is the most broken shit. And they're like, but if you want to do that as well, you have to like pay money. You have to like pay money to try and roll to get those things. And it really put me off the game, because I was like, well, I can't really play in the way I want, and the way I should be playing to rank up, I have to pay money. So I don't want to do this. So I stopped playing after that.
Well, Jack, that's that pay to win. Oh,
yeah. No, I was gonna say, do you remember your first like deck builder game, roguelike deck builder? It's just become a term that just feels ubiquitous now, especially in Steam and everything. But like, do you remember?
I'm trying to remember it's you know what it might be is Hand of Fate or Hands of Fate.
Oh yeah,
do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And I'm trying to. It's been a long time since I've played Hands of Fate. So give me 1 second. I'm actually trying to look at. Oh, really? Hands of Fate 2 comes up, but not Hands of Fate.
Hand of Fate was 2015. So long time ago. I mean, 10 plus
a relatively long time ago, where for those who don't know, Hand of Fate was Arkham style combat, but also a roguelike in which your decks. Oh, I'm trying to remember what the cards did. Do you even remember what they did?
From this video, it looked like they gave you different weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah, it gave you different weapons, and it gave you different encounters that you could choose from. Ooh. But I think that was the first time that I kind of saw this in action. Is what I am deck building brought to life. Oh, there we go. That's my first memory, and I really liked Hand of Fate. At least the first one. I really, really liked it. It wasn't as intricate as Slay the Spire is pure deck building. Is just everything in your deck does something. It's an attack. It's a debuff. It's a buff. I think this deck building was more about the situations that you would go to and like kind of the arena that you were in. But I truly don't remember. But that was my first foray into it, I believe, and it left me feeling very positive about the future of deck building in video games.
Yeah. And then it kind of feels like every year or two we get a new deck builder like this that ends up blowing up and kind of creating its own cottage, niche cottage industry. Whether that is Slay the Spire or Balatro, which kind of takes the, I don't know, I guess takes like regular poker and adds that layer of random absurdity to it that scratches an itch that makes you want to replay.
There was, as someone who is a big FTL fan, there was a deck builder, not a clone of it, but they were using a lot of the same imagery. It was a game called For the Warp, FTW, the Warp. And it was basically FTL, but instead of FTL combat, it was a turn-based deck builder. Mm-hmm. And I played that for a long time. I think it's a really good game, but it utilizes a lot of the deck building has its own language, and like cards in general, it's very weird. I think here's a question for you: do these kinds of card games need to be turn-based? Is there a card game like this that's not turn-based? Or because of the nature of taking over and like slowly inspecting all your little cards, is the nature? By the way, I don't know why I turned into a creeper when I like it.
I like it. And if your head is bouncing back and forth, you're like a real weird NPC.
The top number one gargler.
Yeah.
I think about, if you think about turn-based games in general, let's just think of a Final Fantasy. What you are effectively doing when you are selecting a move, you go to attack and then you go for melee or you go for magic, is you are effectively using a card. It's just not visualized in that way. You're picking a specific attack that uses a specific resource, and maybe you have a certain amount of a certain resource. That is the same as with magic. When you use a specific spell, it uses a specific amount of land to be able to cast it. So there's resource management. So in turn-based, it's kind of the same thing, just visualized.
There's nothing random about it, right? Like you enter every battle knowing.
Yeah,
exactly
you understand
that
the random aspect is the card, the card aspect for sure. But within attacks, there's a very natural back and forth between you and the enemy taking turns. But then within turn-based games, like Final Fantasy, with their what was it called, the real time bullshit, when it's like.
ATB,
ATB,
active time.
The ATB where you're waiting to build up. There are ways you can make it feel like it's not really turn-based, but in reality it is. I can't think of a card game where people are just
because that's kind of like war, right? The war where two people trying to put down the cards, or what's one where you slap?
Egyptian rat slap? Yeah.
Is that what you called it? We called it Egyptian rat fuck.
Everybody has a different name for it.
You had a PG name, which is nice.
Or like spoons or something like that, where you slap cards and then you grab spoons.
Yeah.
I think, Jay, that's really interesting. Is the kind of the lineage of deck building games from an Excel spreadsheet that is like Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah.
Well, and it says, because even, somewhat of a tangent, but Final Fantasy's ATB, they said that they were inspired by an F1 race, a car race, about how there's kind of jockeying for positioning, and you can be in first and then all of a sudden second overtakes you. And that's how they envisioned ATB was the equivalent of that.
There's a reason, though, even within that system, that when an enemy does an attack, the camera takes over, it swoops over, you get a cool animation, and you can't do a thing. It's because within these systems, and this extends to card games, it's all cause and effect. You can do things that can affect the enemy or the opposing player's resources, the amount of health they have, killing specific enemies. So you can't all be spamming things off because they all have to have an order of operations. And I feel like if people could just spam things off, there'd be lots of you just been waiting for your thing to go off next. So the turn-based nature of it makes it feel a little bit more structured and fair, because you're then, okay, what did the enemy do? They did X. Okay, I need to react with Y. And that back and forth is entertaining rather than just attack.
Yeah, cards have also, talking about RPGs, but cards have broken kind of quarantine and entered non-card games as well. And I'm thinking of stuff like Neon White, which was a kind of a speedrunning shooter,
That's exactly what it is. I don't think it's kind of. I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's a speedrunning FPS.
Yeah, but the things you collect, instead of collecting a gun, you collect a card. And the card of that gun / ability is added to your deck, and you choose when to use that mid-run, which feels complicated.
Always confused me.
Also,
it confused me because there's no randomness. So we're eliminating one of the core features of using cards in the game. They're not complex systems, so they're not used for shorthand. The things you pick up are guns, bazookas, pistols, and they all have specific things they do.
Yeah. Well, they have like a movement ability and a combat ability. Like fire it at an enemy or burn it to double jump. Or whatever.
Yeah, to like double jump. I don't see why they need to be visualized as cards. I think if it was just a gun that was floating, I don't think the mechanic changes.
I think it's for the player. I think players can visualize having a hand of cards, and maybe that's easier for us to comprehend and digest as opposed to, oh, in my inventory, I currently have a pistol with 3 bullets and a rocket launcher with 2 slugs and X, Y, and Z. Like
they're all color coded as well. And so like when they're stacked next to each other, it's very easy to see, oh, yellow is pistol, the purple is, I can't remember what purple is, I think it's the machine gun. You can like see very quickly out the corner of your eye, I have these 2 things. But then the argument is, what that is a rectangle that is color-coded with a picture of a gun on it. That's just a UI element. It doesn't matter if it's shaped like a card or visualized as a card. Your UI element could just be a rectangle with a gun on it. But I'm not against it. I don't think it's like a bad thing that it's cards. It's just very interesting they went with that choice. And I think that is very... what is the in thing in indie right now? It's cards.
It's cards.
So let's put cards in the game.
I think that has a lot to do. I'm seeing in chat a lot of people wondering about Blueprints, which I know for a lot of us was our favorite game of ours last year.
Oh yeah,
and it's like I don't know if Blueprints is a deck builder because they don't visualize them as cards. They like you said, Jay, they visualize them as kind of squares.
Yeah,
I think it has elements of deck builders, but see, like there, we just have kind of tiles.
Yeah, I think there is a shared. They're on. If you go back far enough, they're on the same branch of a tree, but they have splintered off at a certain point, right? Yeah. But there is a DNA there that you can kind of
and so understand. with the guns as cards, I think Jay's 100% right. This was. I'm going to say both of you are right, but I'm going to be a little more cynical with Jay, where like cards are the fashionable thing. We need an easy way for people to see these elements. We'll just put them on cards.
But to Marty's point, that does work, right?
Of course,
it is easy for people to read that.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, we saw around. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
With Blueprints, it's just it took that one aspect that I think is really, really important to cards as a mechanic rather than a visualization, which is the randomness. And I know there was some contention with how random Blueprints was and the how different people's playthroughs were based on that randomness. And I think some of it should have been a little bit more manufactured, but it really takes that what am I going to get aspect of drawing a card and puts it into the room generation. I think that was really, really smart.
Yeah, it was also, we've seen, I would assume, directly inspired by the boom in card games like Marvel's Midnight Suns, which was a Marvel tactical, almost XCOM-like RPG, except combat is card-based, is you have a deck and your deck is shuffled and you can only use the kind of attacks and abilities that you currently have, in your hand. And so they took a genre, and the game is kind of Persona-y, where it's like one half, like, can I kiss Blade by the swimming pool during the day? And then other half, let me bring my crew into battle at night. You can actually try to kiss Blade by the swimming pool, which is very fun. But decided to use cards instead of, a more familiar XCOM kind of clicky percentage-based thing. And so I feel like that shows that, well, granted the game didn't do very well, but I don't know if that's, the card's fault or anything, but cards are in the zeitgeist. You have a big game like Inscription, which also looks at the idea of card games and then tries to kind of break them a little bit. Like use them to kind of with a meta narrative and everything.
Yeah. Super, super smart. It reminds me, actually, you mentioning the Marvel game, with a stream we did, a sponsored one for Once Upon a Galaxy, and thinking about turns, because they probably is one of the only card games that I've seen that is actually trying to do something different with specific turns between enemies. So within that game, you are playing against real people, but you're not playing them in real time. You're playing their ghosts. So it's completely asymmetrical. So these are real players who are taking their turns. They're always getting new cards, new random cards, and trying to build the best deck or board they can. But when you play against them, you're playing the memory of their second turn, not them. So you can be playing a game and play it all day, take it 2 hours to do each turn, but you're still playing those real players. And the game just knows, well, your board state is stronger than everyone else's in turn 2, so you're winning. So it dynamically changes who's winning and losing based on the board state of the everyone who's playing, and that's really, really fascinating. And I think, well, I hope a lot of new card games are going to try and pick up that formula, because one of the big problems with playing like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering online or in person is you have to wait for them to finish their turn, and also they have to wait for you, and you can just get kind of bored. But Once Upon completely eliminates that, so big ups to them.
Do we think cards are like a thing that are here to stay? Like, do we think we're going to continually see games that use cards as a core mechanic, or do you feel like this is in the same way the pendulum is always kind of swinging on a hot genre du jour, that this is one that's, will fade away a little bit, not go away, but something will become the new hot thing? Maybe it's painting yourself, like that Mecha Chameleon game we were talking about before. Yeah. Paint them up.
Well, you joke, that might be it, right?
Yeah,
creating
honestly,
your own cards. Doing your own art, drawing your own little key art, and also picking how powerful it is. You have a set of resources of, I have this much mana, I have this much thing, and I can make a card that is really powerful, and I get to draw what it is. It's like, it's
deck building meets scribble knots.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's kind of neat. Create your own like synergies between cards and stuff.
And it's like, me and Jack are playing, and I'm like, well, you better watch out, Jack. I've made my turbo goblin deck, and I've just drawn a bunch of goblins, and I themed it, and it's like my shitty little art and stuff. That would be really, really entertaining.
The reality of it is, like, kind of going off of what Jay was talking about earlier about like kind of the resources needed from a development standpoint of the cards. Cards are very easy to make, and you don't have to animate anything. You just draw a card.
Yeah.
What we've discovered is players like it because it gives you information easier, and it's easier to develop because you don't have to animate things. So I think cards, or at very least kind of still representations a la like the blueprints tiles, are here to stay. I do think we are at peak card fad, as two fads recently came together, the Survivors like and the deck builder,
with vampire crawlers.
With vampire crawlers, and that might explode all of us. And so hopefully we just take a break. We just take a little break.
I mean, it is funny that cards can run the gamut between a solo indie dev like Balatro, like Local Thunk making a game like that, to some of the biggest companies in the space, Pokemon and Blizzard and Marvel having their own CCGs, having it be having an in-world card game be a breakout hit in The Witcher or Final Fantasy.
Yeah. It's because they make a fuck ton of money because of the gambling mechanics.
I mean, yes, that was, I played, I was into Marvel Snap for like almost 9 months probably. And luckily I didn't, I felt like the money I paid for it was hey, I'm enjoying this game, I will pay you the whatever $5 a month for the monthly subscription thing. But then I never was buying credits or anything, and I'm pretty good with not becoming a whale.
That's very good of you, and you have a lot of restraint.
Yeah.
Most people don't have that. No. They're like, I lost in this match, I must drop $10 to try and get the card. I didn't get it. Well, bad luck protection, I'll get it next time. It was why it baffles me when I played 8 and I played Triple Triad. I'm like, this is actually really smart and a unique way of doing a card battler. This is really cool. Why haven't they spun this off into its own game where you buy cards?
Dude, once you get to Remake 2, I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Queen's Blood, the game inside of that, I think is the best in-game card game I've ever played, and it is baffling to me they didn't release a standalone either free-to-play or like $5 mobile game. Because I'm like, this would, all you need to do is just give me this and put it on my phone. Like, it is such a good card game, and I just don't understand. Also, it's funny, chat, thank you for reminding me. Jack, you were talking about the nexus point of two genres. Hand of Fate today, or no, 1 month from today, Hand of Fate Hordes, which is Hand of Fate, possibly the original or one of the older card games, but Vampire Survivors.
Hand of Fate Whores?
A dark fantasy bullet heaven auto shooter powered by your strategic deck building mastery. Son of a, we're done. We're done.
It's like crawlers went this way, and then they went nope, and went back to Vampire Survivors.
Yeah,
the universe is healing. It's course correcting itself.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing that we happen to randomly talk about A Hand of Fate, and they have their own deck building Vampire Survivors like out next
soon.
Amazing.
Jack, did you ever get into like Gwent or anything like that? I don't know how much Witcher you played, but
I played a ton of Witcher 3. I played all of Witcher 3, all of the DLCs. Love that game to death and back. Fuck Gwent. Fuck
Agreed.
Fuck any game in my game where I have to learn how to play that game too. I am here to hunt monsters. I don't care about cards. And every time you talk to a new NPC, hey, you want to play some Gwent? Fuck you, I'm hunting monsters.
This is a wild
You really need to
son.
get that hook, right? Like, and it's very hard to do that because if you want to tutorialize it and the players just got used to playing and you go, here's a completely different game, which will not help you in any of the rest of the game and might run counter to the main quest and its urgency. Here's that game. Most people are going to be like, nah, fuck it. But like, again, not to harp on about FF8, but as much as I think that game is absolute wank, it's really smart how Triple Triad actively affects the gameplay because you can turn cards into items and you can turn those items into like spells and all of that jazz. Like playing Triple Triad can make you stronger to an insane degree, and that's really smart because it encourages like, yeah, you can stop and play some Triple Triad now, and it's going to benefit
still feeding
you
back into the main game. You know, it doesn't feel like a thing that is completely like vestigial.
Yeah. But with Gwent, I had the exact same situation. I was just like, I'm not going to touch this. I just don't want to. And it might be great. I'm sure Gwent is fantastic, but
the problem is that there are a few really cool gear items kind of hidden behind high level Gwent games. Not necessary to beat the game, but you know, like if you're into fashion or whatnot, you know, like there is some cool items. But I just could not be bothered. What a goddamn waste of time.
That is not what I'm here for. Do you think? I mean, Jack, I feel like it's legally obligated to ask you about FromSoft. Like, could you envision a world where FromSoft makes a game that has where cards are like a major aspect of it? If they haven't already in one of their weird earlier games, like I don't know if there was like Adventures of Cookie and Cream, the CCG.
You know, it's at the end of the day, all cards is a way to visualize randomness. It is a way to kind of mentally prepare people for randomness. I think there could be a way to integrate cards and deck building into a Dark Souls like experience. Okay, here's my soft pitch. What we have is a Breath of the Wild-esque durability system for weapons.
Sure.
And as you play the game, you need to defeat enemies to get cards to kind of randomly choose your next weapon. Perhaps we could do that. Perhaps we could do something similar with Blueprints, where you also have to like kind of build the world in which you are running through it. Jay, are you smiling because this game exists already?
Yes, it's called Night Rain. Like, when you kill enemies, they drop random items which have random modifiers on them, which you equip to your body to make yourself stronger, and you explore a random world. They've made it. It's called Night Rain, and it's multiplayer.
They added the stupid multiplayer thing, which is why I don't play it.
they went a bridge too far.
They went one too far.
I'll have you know, I think the Souls series and FromSoft make the best multiplayer games around. They just hate people doing the multiplayer. Yeah. So this is like a great step forward.
It is funny. I mentioned maybe they did one in the past, and sure enough, Eric was like the Lost Kingdom series, which FromSoft, it was an RPG series on the GameCube that FromSoft made, which was a card-based action RPG.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they already tried it once, and Miyazaki's like, never again.
Never again.
Take these cards and burn them.
I think like I love deck building. Someone I know in real life described deck building as engine building, and that's how I always think about it. Because really, and you know, whether we're talking a straight up action game like Dark Souls, or whether we're talking deck building, all you are looking to do is create your engine and have your engine run as smooth as possible. Whether it's like a Dex build in Dark Souls, or whether it's a poison run in Slay the Spire, you just want the most efficient murder machine that you can muster. And so it's all the same thing. Deck building is just about that randomness.
And making the most of that randomness, and also about what you're being served as an enemy. Like if we go to Slay the Spire, which is probably one of the best examples of like a finely oiled machine in terms of deck builders, you're being served random enemies, but also to a point where you can look ahead and prep for them with certain bosses that are coming up. You can be like, even though I'm playing a certain character, I can build myself differently, or try to combat those things, but because of the randomness of the cards being served to you, you might need to course correct. So there's, in every single step within the combat, within the deck building and the preparation, it fluctuates. It's never the same thing. And that's so fascinating. Really keeps you on your toes as a player. It's really good. Cards are great.
Cards are great.
I see you guys mentioned the randomizers in chat. I guess that is again much like how if you want a big brain and be like, oh, but Final Fantasy's battle system is just cards, you could kind of be like randomizers, just kind of cards, because I opened this treasure chest in Link to the Past, and you are pulling a random one of the 50 cards of things that could possibly be in here, and I have to deal with that. So
the difference is like the difference is that engine building, where it's like randomizers are really fun. I've been messing around with them in my personal time, because the next time when Marty's done with Fallout 3, make sure to tune in on Thursdays while Marty goes through Fallout 3. But after Fallout 3, I'm going to do a Dark Souls randomizer run. They're a lot of fun. The problem with randomizers run is it's only random. It's random, and that's it. Deck building and cards, like the thing you are doing with cards is building your murder machine, is kind of, oh, I'm not going to choose any of these because this will just take up space.
Yeah, there's something proactive to a deck builder, whereas a randomizer is very reactive. It is, you threw this pitch at me, and now I have to deal with the fact that I don't have, the iron boots when I should have the iron boots, that kind of thing.
Man, Jack, we need to sit down and play some Night Rain, man. I feel like if you really played that game, you'd really like it.
Listen, I agree with you. Everything about Night Rain speaks to me except for the multiplayer and the time limit. If they didn't have the multiplayer and they didn't have the time limit, it would be probably my favorite game.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I'm Marty and I, legendary putzers.
Oh,
legendary video game putzers.
Love a putzer. I don't like the fact that they're like, listen, the walls are closing in. And I'm like, no, let me see what's going on over there.
Let me look.
There's a crab in the distance. Let me talk to the crab.
We talked to the crab. Yeah.
I had three little notes, my last notes, and then we can move on to super chats. One is just the sentence, Nintendo started as a card company. I just wrote that down.
Yeah,
they did.
No, but it was the Hanafuda cards, which I'm not even 100% sure what's going on in there. I think it's a fun word to say, though. Hanafuda. Great word to say.
So you're saying if we want to become a billion dollar company, we just need to make it.
Yeah, but then we have to wait. You have to wait 100 years, and then you could start making video games. So
that's the time limit.
Yeah. So you just have to do that.
Make a deck, wait 100 years, $1 billion company.
Two, one of my favorite games of this year so far has been Forbidden Solitaire, which is just, we took Solitaire, but we put it in a spooky little dungeon crawler, which is fun because mechanically it is just Solitaire, but it is adding like weird little wrinkles, and it has the veneer of like, you found a haunted CD-ROM from the 90s, and all of a sudden you got isekai'd into it, which is also fun. And then my last thing was, now that I think about it, one of my earliest kind of like card-based games was Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories for the Game Boy Advance. And this is a Kingdom Hearts game that kind of slots in between 1 and 2. And it was for the Game Boy Advance. And you would run around like the Hercules land or whatever, but your attacks were all deck-based. So you'd get a card, and it'd be like your fire spell, your healing spell, a strong attack, a weak attack, and that kind of thing. And then you are using them in combat, reshuffling, drawing new ones, which I wasn't crazy about at the time, just because I was like, this isn't... I just like hitting the button a bunch and then having Donald Duck kill the man.
Yeah.
But it was interesting that, you know, Square Enix relatively early on tried to get it to work. So
yeah,
good on him.
Neat.
Cool. Any last thoughts before we go on to the superest of all chats?
The my final thought is the carryover from real life cards is there is nothing quite, and Jay can probably speak to this being a Magic the Gathering head. There is nothing quite like having all of the cards in your hand, slapping them down, shuffling them, making sure they're all in their protective cases, of course.
Sure.
But like, you know, like that tactile feeling of cards, and even in something like Slay the Spire, which is all digital, I can still kind of mentally siphon a little bit of joy from the allusion to tactile gaming.
Yeah, I hear that. Jay, do you still buy physical cards?
As in Magic, or as in decks of cards?
I mean, decks of cards you buy for
I collect cards, like decks of cards. I'm a collector of them. But
you don't buy like any CCGs, physical CCGs.
No, fuck no. I have sense. I haven't bought Magic the Gathering cards since my collection was destroyed. Because I was just like, I spent thousands of dollars on this, and a well-meaning father figure can drop them and destroy.
When you said he was kind of like all tatted up and stern, and I'm just picturing a Danny Trejo, like. So I'm picturing Danny Trejo literally. Almost in tears because he dropped your cards and they blew away in a gust of wind.
Like, he'd kill a man if he looked at his daughter the wrong way, but he dropped my Magic the Gathering cards and he was just distraught. And I felt bad for him, even though all of my stuff got destroyed. Yeah. But since then, no, I don't collect. But like when we were in Milwaukee filming Adventurous Night, I was with Liv going around some stores. And I found some decks of cards by Fury 11, which is like a fancy card making company. Some decks that I didn't own in my collection, so I bought a bunch and brought them back because I'd never seen them before. So
they got cards on them? They got some of Wisconsin on them? Bronze fonts?
I mean, I've got them over there. I think one was like the Game of Thrones one and some other stuff, and they're just themed around specific IPs. And
Game of Thrones was filmed in Milwaukee, famously.
Exactly, famously. Yeah. Giants Causeway.
Yeah, Giants Causeway, actually, in Milwaukee.
Right near Jack. But yeah, so I still do that. I love physical media. I only buy games physical if I can. But TCGs, I just don't tend to go into that bag yet. I mean, if I had friends around me that played Magic, I feel like I'd get sucked into that really hard. Yeah. But I don't, so that's kind of a blessing.
As really quick before I go to Super Chats, you still buy physical games. What is your take on a lot of people get mad at like a game that comes out and it's like this requires a 10 gig update, or those Switch 2 game cards where it's like you're buying the thing, you're getting the card, but you pretty much need to download it digitally. Game.
Yeah.
Do you buy games because you want to preserve them physically, or do you buy games because you like having the box on the shelf? Like does that stuff get you mad when you hear about it, or
both? I think the realist in me understands that the physical thing I'm buying is in no way preserving the thing, because I have to download most of it. So I could like if the apocalypse happened, but I somehow had a solar powered infinite generator, I could not play 007. Sure. Like on my TV. It would say you need to update it, you need to do X, Y, and Z. I think it is just I like having the thing physically, and there's something about getting the case out and putting it in like the Switch or the PlayStation that it speaks to me, and I have that illusion of, no, I have it physically. If the apocalypse happens, I can still play Beyond Good and Evil. Yeah. Honest, but I can't. So it's half lying to myself, half.
Say, you should be able to still play Beyond Good and Evil. Do you have a GameCube?
No, I've got the PS2 version in England, but I've also got 2 copies of it on Switch physical. So,
okay.
But again, requires updates. So
I'm glad you have 2 copies in case one breaks.
Well, I ordered a special edition, and then Jess also ordered it for me just in case mine didn't show up. So she was being sweet.
I do like looking at a wall of games. I think it's fun to look at. Looking at a wall of games way more fun than looking at a Steam library. Moving a wall of games, not very fun.
That's not fun at all. Yeah. Knocking over a wall of games, terrible.
Can be fun if you knock it on your enemy. That can be very fun.
Think about it. Think about it.
On a child, not fun.
Not if you're with your child, though. Let's jump over to Super Chats. Thank you so much to folks who've already donated. Let us know your favorite card-based games, cards inside of games, your favorite, which of your favorite top 52 cards. Rank them. King of Hearts. King of Hearts got to be number one, right?
Jack of Hearts.
Jack of Hearts. What's going on to Jack of Hearts?
It's Jack. We love Jack.
Oh, it's you. Raven, thank you so much for the $5 dono. Raven's weekly word of the week, week 56, cartomancy. Do we all know what cartomancy is?
Manipulation of carts?
Yeah, I mean, mancy is like some magic nonsense going on. Ooh. The art of fortune telling and divination, using a deck of cards to gain insight into the past, present, and future. That's just a fancy word for tarot cards.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was like someone who's really good at shopping. You're like
I thought it was a name. I thought it was the official name for like a map maker.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, like cartography. Yeah. I like that. That's fun. Thank you so much, Raven. Fuzzy Freestyle with the dono. Happy belated Father's Day to all the second win dads. Yeah, happy Father's Day, Jack. We'll get Yahtzee, Casey.
Jack, Yachts, Casey.
And all the other dads who might not know their dads. Yeah.
All the other dads who might not know their dads. You could be a secret dad. So HFD.
That's the worst kind of dad. Secret
dad is HFD to everyone. Oh, and you can see we've already fulfilled our last goal of a bingo round 2 with Jess and Jenna, Stardew Valley. That'll be planned probably for sometime next month. And we'll get any donos now will bleed over into our next goal. I think we know what it is. I'll make sure offline before we update it, but that'll be a fun one. I think people will be excited for that. So thank you all so much. Sinos the Hedgehog with a $5 dono. Thank you, Sinos. I played Texas Hold'em in Far Cry 3 and in Watch Dogs, and went from dismissing Balatro as a roguelike to buying the mobile version and can't stop playing it at work. Sounds like a pretty normal problem. Yeah.
I don't understand the Balatro deniers.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get it. I appreciate it from a distance. It just never hooked me. But I understand why it became
people
so
popular. It's rubbish. It's shit.
No,
it's like
it's
have you ever played it? And do you know what it is? It's
just play it for 30 minutes and the number go up dopamine will take over your body.
It's the sounds, man. It's that.
Did you guys when you were young? Did you guys play any like actual card game, like real like poker, any like those card games, euchre, anything like that? Goldfish.
We regularly played Texas Hold'em, me and a small group for years.
Yeah, I mean, we were, like I remember in like high school or whatever, middle school, high school is when the Texas Hold'em boom kind of happened, and it felt like everyone was like, I want to be in rounders.
It's time for the flop. What's in the river? Yeah.
People are like watching on ESPN. I'm like, really? You're watching this? This seems boring as hell.
Time to incriminate myself. When I was younger, I was a professional magician for years, and I could cheat at cards very effectively. And I used to play poker with my dad when I was young, too young to assume that this kid could cheat, and I did.
I'm surprised you never got your fingers cut off.
Huh? You never see my fingers, Marty. Oh!
That's all you know. Fingers over here. Jay negatively reviews any game that makes him use the triggers because he can't push them.
Yeah, for anyone, for anyone just listening to the podcast and not watching, Jay held up his bloody stumps. It's like, Jay, you should probably go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, John Brooks with 20 pounds. Thank you so much, John. Gwent must be a head trip for Geralt, a global sensation all his friends play that he only notices after 18 months, and everyone he has ever met is featured in the game. My money is on Dandelion creating it to get out of debt. In the world. It is insane that game exists in the world.
It's like us having a Second Wind themed card game app come out, and like Jack doesn't know it's happened, and then someone's like, have you seen this game? And it's got like all of our faces on the cards and shit. He's like, what the fuck?
I think it's even weirder than that. It's like if I went to Starbucks and ordered a coffee and I was like, hey, I'd like a coffee, maybe a cookie, and they're like, hey, great, do you want to play Egyptian rat slap? And I'd be like, you are working at a Starbucks, sir.
Yeah, this is not our bot. Like, this is not the transaction we're going for.
Or like I meet up with an old friend. Oh, hey, I haven't seen you in years. What's going on? We're doing this thing. And he's like, great. Want to play Egyptian rats? Like, God damn it, no.
I just want a coffee and talk. That's good stuff. Pure Pyro, thank you for the dono. But enjoying Deep Sky Derelicts and Hand of Fate 2. I've never heard of Deep Sky Derelict, but I looked it up, and it looks kind of Slay the Spire-y, but in like more of like a almost like a Fallout post-apocalyptic Robopunk kind of aesthetic. Looks like it's like ripped from a comic book. Seems pretty neat.
I don't hate that. Sounds cool.
Yeah, sounds good. Deep Sky Derelicts, Triple D's, Diners, Drives, and Dive-ins. Oh, I didn't say those right. Dive-ins.
Try it again. Have you heard the theory?
Drives, Dine-ins.
Have you guys heard the conspiracy theory that Guy Fieri has never swallowed food?
Okay, I like it. Where's this going?
They have clips of him in all of the shows, and they never show him swallowing the food he's eating. He just chews it and it cuts away.
He has a spittoon.
So they think he's spitting it all out. Crazy.
If you have to eat that much,
I was gonna say
you're like conscious of your.
He might be spitting.
I mean, he was never a slender man, though, right? Like he.
Well, no, there's only one Slender Man, and he was the cryptid who made those girls murder
he swallows.
Definitely, yeah, he's a giver. I think it's fair to think that Guy Fieri spit out some food for the quantity of food he had to eat in a given amount.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So.
I like that conspiracy theory, though. That's a fun conspiracy.
It's a great conspiracy. I like those ones rather than everyone's a lizard. It's like this man has never swallowed on TV.
Oh, we talk about this often. Sometimes we just want a fun conspiracy theory. And now
it's not important one way or another. Like this isn't a political conspiracy theory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silence the Hedgehog, thank you so much for another dono. I remember Mario 64 DS and New Super Mario Brothers had the Luigi card games.
The New Super Mario Brothers, I was actually thinking about it after you mentioned it, might be my first encounter with a card game in-game.
Yeah.
That and like the matching. You could play it multiplayer with multiple DSs, like the matching ones, and I used to play with my sister at my grandfather's house.
Yeah. There you go. Blistered Soul, thank you so much for the dono. Upcoming Blackjack roguelite, Blackout Jack. A Blackout Jack.
Right.
That's good.
Oh, wait, is that a real thing? God damn it, I thought you were just making a goof.
Oh, I thought it was a goof. No, that looks intense.
Of course, it's a real thing.
Of course, it's a real thing. Nick Knoll, thank you for the $5 dono. Magic the Gathering gave me so much joy as a kid. The best part was that I could design decks and combos in my head while working the drive-thru at McDonald's.
Agreed. Yeah, it's the best.
Oh, that is interesting. It's like something you can think about and almost like.
But it consumes your life, Marty. It consumes your fucking life. Magic the Gathering is crack cocaine. It's nuts.
Yeah.
When I would on the weekends, because I work with Liv at Comedy Sports, and on the weekends we would usually we talk about movies, maybe a little D&D here and there, what we've been doing. Ever since she started playing Magic the Gathering, it is only her trying to convince me to play Magic the Gathering with her, and it's like, no, Liv, I will play other games with you. We can do whatever you want. We can have movie nights. I will not. And she's like, no, I'll put together a deck for you.
Yeah. Oh no,
so here are two Magic the Gathering decks given to me by Liv.
Oh yeah,
trying to onboard me back into the hobby while I live on the other side of the country.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it is a virus.
Yeah. Listen, I bought last summer. I bought an entire box of packs of Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering
Final Fantasy
cards.
Ones. Yeah.
I have not finished opening them yet. Because I opened like one pack and I'm like, that was kind of tiring. I should probably wait another week or two to open the next
space
one.
It out. But like we joke, but it is crack. It's the same with like Warhammer. The people who run these stores will give out decks and like packs for free to people who aren't into the hobby because they know they'll get hooked and come back and spend thousands of dollars. Yeah. It's literally
like Costco
a drug.
In their little samples of Indian food. You're like, well, I need to buy the tikka masala now.
I'm such a Costco head now.
You should be. Their hot dogs are wonderful.
Hot dogs are wonderful. Never go down in price. Silence the Hedgehog, thank you so much for another dono. Thanks, JM8, for admitting Majora's Mask is the best. That wasn't even an admission. That's just a fact, Jack.
It's just a fact. It's really, really, really good.
It's high up on my list. It's hard to name the best. It's like naming your children. It is one of my favorite of my many children.
Well, I did say I haven't played Wind Waker, so maybe Wind Waker will knock it off. I think Majora's better than Ocarina, in my opinion.
Do you have a favorite?
I think
is it Breath of the Wild?
I think if I can combine them, it'll be Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Like those,
Sure.
those are my hands down favorite. Then Wind Waker, then probably then probably like some of the 2D ones.
You know what was great, and I wish was easier to play? Link Between Worlds. I wish it wasn't just stuck on the 3DS.
I still have a 3DS, so I have played it. I think Majora's Mask might be down there, but again, much like Night Rain, I don't like time constraints. I'm a putzer.
You liked him in 12 minutes, though. Famously, you loved him in 12 minutes.
Shut it. Shut
what if at the end of Majora's Mask, it turns out you were just kissing your sister the whole time?
And he blacked out? Yeah.
Willem Dafoe plays Skull Kid. That could be good.
But Zelda's one of those things where anyone could say, oh, yeah, this one's my favorite. And I'd be like, yeah, fair. Like, I'd never be like, that's a terrible choice. Like, well,
I've said that before. Sometimes with age too, like sometimes maybe your first big one might be the one that leaves the biggest impression on you. I know there's like a big Twilight Princess contingency. I don't think anyone says it about Skyward Sword, but yeah, I think there's like 7 or 8 Zelda games to where I can
the motion controls, mate. Whoosh.
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 Zelda games where if you say it's your favorite, I'm like, totally get it.
Yeah.
Great job. Botman, thank you so much for the dono. Any of you ever play a digital trading card game? Urban Rivals was pretty big for a while. Eridan was a lot of fun before the death of Flash killed it. I've never heard of either of these. Urban Rivals.
The only big one I've done is Hearthstone, and I played it religiously just to get my Murloc deck to Legend, like the top 1% in the world. And then after I hit it, I uninstalled the game. So I'm never playing this again.
Never again. Yeah, it sounds like these
I've done it. I've proved it. I've proved a point. I'm out. Bye.
Yeah. These were older ones. Like this one came out. It was, I think it launched on web in 2006. So yeah. I mean, you mentioned Flash. It might've been that era of, I was not a big Flash gamer. Like I don't remember Newgrounds as a thing, and I know that like the stuff like Alien Hominid and even like Meat Boy kind of have that Newgrounds energy to them, but I was just playing regular games, I guess. I don't want to say regular.
I was playing real games, bitch.
I was playing a game on the phone.
You ain't a real gamer. Newgrounds.
I was playing a lot of horny point-and-click adventure games.
Love a horny point-and-click adventure. I do remember one that was like kind of horned up. It was like time management, and you were like trying to date someone, and eventually you could wed them.
I think it was called Jake the Pimp.
What? Yeah, I think you were playing next pimp and click adventure games, dude.
It was get Jake's booty call. That could be it. I have no idea.
Call.
It was like the whole point of the game was, trying to sleep with a girl. And so it was like a point and click adventure game where you had to go through certain options to get a girl to bed. That's my Flash games.
Fucking hate that.
Horned up Jake's little teenager Jack. Yep.
Gotta love Jake's booty
also,
call.
I'm so upset that I said pimp and click and I didn't get even a sniff.
It's also National Lampoon presents Jake's Booty Call, and it was on romp.com. What are these words?
Romp.com.
Marty, we used to live in a society where we had websites. Now everything's on social media. Bring back websites. Romp.com.org.
Bring back romp.com. Start a petition. That's our next sub goal. Bring back romp.com.
Bring back. I'm sure we can get the rights to romp.com. Sinos the Hedgehog back with a dono. Thank you so much. Who remembers playing poker in Leisure Suit Larry? You don't have to lie. You weren't playing it for the poker. You don't gotta lie. We knew what you were doing with Leisure Suit Larry. You were trying to do the same thing we were doing.
Trying
to get Jake his booty call.
I played a lot of poker in Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Online. Played a lot of that.
Yeah. Because Red Dead, that felt like very diegetic. That would be like, unlike Witcher, where it's like, why am I playing this game? In Red Dead, it makes sense. Oh, I went to a saloon and I played poker. Like,
and you could earn money, and if you lost after it ended, you could just shoot the man that won and take the money.
Right. That seems like it's integrated into the world better. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Swiss Army Knife, thank you so much. Re-upping in the value tier. I want Jack to do travel segments to PAX or something named Hit the Road, Jack. And then followed up with I love Ray Charles. I think Ray Charles is great. Yeah.
I do last year I drove to Gen Con because it was close enough. It would be incredibly boring, though. Like,
a lot of flat
himself in his car driving through the worst part of the Midwest, which is all flat and nothing's in it.
Perfect.
But
Absolutely
a great
perfect.
name with Hit the Road Jack.
Hit the Road Jack. I think we joked last year. Which would be a tougher thing, is I'll drive to Jenna, and then Jenna and I will drive to Gen Con. Jack and Jenna drive to Gen Con.
Oh my God, that's a lot of alliteration.
Wow.
That's a lot of
similar
jizz.
sounds. Yeah, that's.
Oh wait, no,
Christ! Save it for National Lampoon's Jerk Fest. Jake's Booty Call. I forgot what it was called.
Jack and Jenna hit the road. Jack and Jenna.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That's a terrible. A lot of G sounds is what I meant to say.
Yeah, real dangerous. Real dangerous. Nick Knoll, thank you so much for the $5 dono. Also, my college application to MIT asked to include a personal project, so I added a spreadsheet I made to calculate probabilities of different Magic the Gathering hands. And look how much you've evolved in spreadsheets, because you created the spreadsheet, which helped us correlate movies to choose for the upcoming Phoenix Tier movie night. So look at that.
Nice.
We should have news shortly for Phoenix Tier folks on when we're doing the movie night.
Nice.
Yes.
Nick, I say this with love. What a fucking nerd. Big ups to you, though.
I love it.
Like,
Spread them sheets.
Awesome.
Spread them
That's the type of shit that if I was a professor and I saw that, I'd be like, you're in. You're done.
You did it.
You're in.
You made a spreadsheet.
Clearly, you're a nerd. We need you. Yeah.
We need you.
We need you. Love it. Witticism. Thank you so much for the $5 dono. Hey, I bought a Steam Deck secondhand over the weekend, and I am loving it. Anyone have any recommendations for games that you're surprised work so well on it? I use my Steam Deck a lot. I'm not great for games I'm surprised work so well because I pretty much just play indie games and like older emulated games. Like if it's something kind of big and beefy in AAA, I'll just play it on Xbox or PlayStation or something.
If you really mess with the settings, including the DLSS upscaler, you can get like a Baldur's Gate 3 to run shockingly well on a Steam Deck.
And does that play well, like without a mouse? I guess it's on console, so probably.
Yeah. It plays very well without a mouse, but you can also use touch controls or the joypad's 4 mouse.
I don't like that thing. I don't like whatever that thing is. That little like square.
The touchpad.
It works.
Like
Did you guys ever try the original Steam controller?
I did. Yeah,
yes, I still have it.
I have it. Speaking of Souls, I've said this before. When I went to buy Dark Souls 3 on Steam, I went to check out and they said, "Do you want a free Steam controller?" And I was like, fucking okay, Valve. And they sent me a Steam controller before the game came out. So I decided my entire first playthrough I'm going to play on this controller. It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
It's what is it? The right analogs on a touchpad rather than an analog. It's mad. No thanks.
That sounds unbearable.
Yeah,
it was.
That is great.
I'm very excited about the new Steam controller though.
If you could get one, right?
Yeah. Looks cool. But like if you really, and you got to dig into the settings, look it up online. There's a lot of really great settings, but Baldur's Gate 3 works shockingly well. And it's a great way to play Baldur's Gate 3 because you can play it in kind of short chunks. The Dark Souls 1 and 2, as I play them often on my Steam Deck, they run flawlessly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my big recommendations are kind of like the boring big indie games everyone likes. Like I thought I played Blueprints on Steam Deck, Animal Well on Steam Deck. Pretty much any of those big indie games. You can play Hades 2 on it, Silk Song. Those
Blueprints, though, you got to really fiddle because I played Blueprints on my Steam Deck and I couldn't read what any of the cards said at first. So I had to fiddle with a lot of my settings, or maybe it was just early on.
Pro tip: pull it close to your face.
Yeah, you ever think about that? Why don't you? You have a tool belt with all sorts of weird shit. Why don't you have a magnifying glass on it?
Oh, you know what?
Get the fuck out of here. Do not say you carry around.
He's got it holstered, motherfucker.
He's got it holstered.
Hold on, Marty. You hold on.
Okay, go.
He has a leather holster for it that was made in Russia. Remember when we were filming Adventurous Night, and we saw a box, and we went, "What's in that box, Jack?" And he was like, 800 pocket watches.
Yeah, we're like, "Are you selling these on the black market?" Like
no, I ordered them from poor Ukrainian refugees.
Dude, I got something real stupid, Marty.
All right, I'm excited.
Ready for show and tell?
Yes, we're excited. We're excited. Show and tell. Show and tell.
Here's my stupid investment that I take with me when I travel.
Okay, we're looking at a right angle. The bottom is
your
opaque.
eyes, Jack. Make that go on your eyes.
What am I looking at?
How's this?
Up a little bit. There you go.
Oh, that is a nightmare. What is that?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a
why
huge
is that?
magnifying. It's a huge magnifying.
So then, hold on. Let me open up like a YouTube video or something. So then, either with your phone or with your Steam Deck. Okay, hold on. I'm going to watch like
you can't
an
detach
LTP.
the controls from it.
It has this little thing here where you can like put your thing, and then it magnifies it.
That's
I love
incredible.
that it's a Linus Tech Tips video that you've got up. Like that makes this feel like a powerful piece of technology,
right?
Yeah.
And so you can
he's reviewing this.
You can put your Steam Deck in here or a phone, and when you travel, you get a nice big picture.
Okay, that's pretty incredible.
Have you ever heard of casting? And you can cast from devices to screens.
I got this when I was traveling a little bit more, and some hotel TVs don't work. This is a cheap piece of plastic that I can just easily put away in my thing. It's wonderful.
And it's very you to have a hyper-specific piece of tech ready to go at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. But no, my blueprints was at such weird settings to where the letters didn't even render properly. It was just like rectangles.
Yeah,
for blueprints. So in any case, I'm sorry to sideline you, but that's my literal magnifying glass.
We live for this shit, dude.
Never apologize, because I like when you get excited to pull something out. There's just a 0% chance I know what it's going to be. And it's just always a surprise. It could have been that box of Ukrainian pocket watches. There's no way to know.
Patreon exclusive video. Next one, my pocket watch collection.
Oh, that's great. They could go right alongside your buzzers.
I think I also have like a real magnifying glass right here somewhere.
Yeah, for when you need to find clues.
Right?
Everything's breaking. R.I.P. Gargling. Thank you so much for a dono. Your standard deck is 52 cards. Mine is 50. Long live Spanish suited playing cards. Basically 1 to 10, no letters. Fun fact, poker style cards are French. How do you get to 50 if it's 1 to 10? Oh, that's 10 numbers. Never mind. But no, that doesn't make any sense. I still don't understand how you get to 50. Your eye's big. You look like that one guy with the big eye from The Thing. The Canadian guy with the big eye.
He's a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
There must be 5 seats, right? If it's 1 to 10. There must be 5 seats.
A 5th suit? That'd be exciting. What do you think it would be?
Yeah.
Like a horseshoe?
Full glass of water.
Stars?
Stars would be fun.
Stars would be cool.
Horseshoes. I'm just thinking of the other mushroom. I'm thinking of the other marshmallows.
Nice.
Excellent.
Rainbows.
Sinos the Hedgehog, thank you so much for the $5 dono. Between Yahtzee's Semi-Ramblematic and Sonic fans planning to sabotage a cancer charity stream tomorrow, I'm done with the franchise and its toxic, childish community. Sonic would not appreciate that. Sonic wants to go fast and cure cancer.
Eric gave us a little context for that.
Yeah, apparently Sonic fans are upset that for the big 35th anniversary, there's no there have been no major game announcements, so they're upset and they're trying to have cancer win, which feels like
wait. There is a subsect of Sonic fans that are trying to sabotage a cancer charity stream.
Yes.
No. Sonic fans are upset. Or maybe I don't understand this. According to Eric, Sonic fans are upset because Sega is doing a cancer charity stream, but announced it like yesterday and it's today or something.
No. It's because to celebrate the 35th anniversary, instead of being like, here's the next 10 Sonic games, they're just doing a cancer charity stream.
What? That's why they're upset?
And people are trying to sabotage that because of it.
I mean, I don't know. People, it could be like two assholes. I will say, I don't think you need to throw the baby out with the bathwater of I think when you dig deep enough, every fan base is kind of terrible.
Agreed.
I think Star Wars fans are terrible.
That deep with Sonic.
You don't need to dig that deep with Nintendo, with PlayStation, with Steam, with Dark Souls,
or anything that's popular. You're right.
Fucking Star Wars, with Game of Thrones, with Marvel, with DC, like anything you like has to be honest, a terrible fan base.
The cream rises to the top, but also so does the shit. So when you dig in that first layer, you're either going to get some cream or some shit.
Yeah.
It's a lucky dip.
When you are making your own stock from animal bones, you know what else rises to the top? The scum. And you
does.
You gotta scoop that scum out.
Ladle the scum.
Mm-hmm. Ladle the scum.
I like that. That's good stuff. R.I.P. Gargling. Thank you so much for the dono. I have a feeling Eric will be distracted today. Austria almost scored thrice, and the screams from my neighbors are frightening. Apparently, Argentina is currently playing in the World Cup. Eric, as their assistant coach, is coaching the game while also producing this podcast.
Eric says they're currently winning 1-0, though. So
congrats.
Good coaching, Eric.
We won't cry for you, Argentina, because the truth is we never left you.
Oh.
That was a Vita, Jack. You know about a Vita?
Is that the one with the eyebrow?
Sure.
Avita, I barely know her.
I don't think it's the one with the eyebrow.
That's Frida. That's
Frida Kahlo. Yeah.
Different one.
A lot of people can have eyebrows. Luigi Mangione, he's got a big eyebrow. Top 10. Eugene Levy, huge eyebrows. That dude's eyebrows bushy as hell. Yeah. So there you go. Sussy Guru, thank you so much for a €5 dono. One good thing about card games in games is that after you finish a bunch of them, I learned that I don't like card games. Yeah, well, that's a good way to.
Well, you don't like the mini game ones. You might like ones that are like self-contained and have a lot of effort put into them, right?
Yeah.
I think it's wise to never just throw out an entire genre and say, I don't like this. You should always at least try to dabble in things. Because I thought I didn't like roguelikes until I played Risk of Rain 2. And then I was like, holy shit, this is great. And then I just
I think there's exceptions to every rule, right? I never thought I'd care about deck builders or CCGs, and then I got really into Marvel Snap for a little bit and burnt through that. So yeah, always find something. Dimitri, thank you so much. 10 Canadian dollars. Money for the Night Rain Jack Fund. Oh no.
I've played Night Rain. I have played Night Rain in my free time, and it's just not for me. I'm so sorry. No. Not every game is for everybody. Yeah.
No, and if you love the developer, like Jack, you and I, we're not big Sekiro guys.
Right.
But we love FromSoft, so we're just babies. It's fine.
We'll see what happens with the Dusk Bloods. Maybe that can be something a little bit. Oh yeah, see, here's me playing Night Rain.
Damn, what could be AI? We don't know. Your head was bobbing earlier. Maybe they somehow took that.
I have nearly like 300 hours in Night Rain. I play it all the time.
I hate this head thing. I don't like it. It feels like you're gonna hurt your neck, and I don't want you to do it anymore.
It actually feels kind of good. I'll be honest with you.
You're gonna like the 100th time. It's just you're gonna hear a crack.
And then I fall down, and that's the stream. Oh my god, that would be great.
At least we got to see his zoom in. Yeah, at least we got to see his zoom in thing. So there you go. Quintuple, thank you for the dono. Pour one out for Eric trying to produce right now. Listen, Eric can focus. Eric can have his World Cup blinders on. Sinos with a $2 dono. Thank you so much. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam use deck cards in battles as well. Yeah, I feel like it's like you can easily adapt like we said, a turn-based battle system into a card thing. Yeah. Like those feel like things that can
cards are just shorthand. You can take anything and shorthand and into it, you know?
Yeah, anything's a card when you think about it. A couple more left. Laboratory Maniac, thank you so much. 1 year after the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering expansion, do you still look at your cards, Marty? Are you still actively collecting the set? I'm not. I will also pull something out right now.
We're all pulling things out.
Listen, show and tell is super fun.
It is. I still have so many of these packs. I still have so many packs I haven't opened. These were all I bought one box last summer, and I still have like 10 packs I haven't opened. Let me tell you though, opening them a real treat. I like opening. But no, I have no desire to play. I'll finish up my 2026 goal. I'll finish opening by the end of the year. Yeah.
How brave of you.
First. Yeah, exactly. How brave of you. Perfect. Thank you, Laboratory Maniac. Jonathan Griffin with a $5 dono. Blatro got me into poker, and now when I boot up Red Dead Redemption 2, as I do occasionally just to exist in the world, I end up playing poker for an hour or two.
Yeah.
That's good. It's interesting that Blatro got you into the basic card game it's based on. That's like a funny direction for that to go in, but yeah. Mindule, thank you so much for $2 dono. Who can throw cards? You could put an eye out with those. Jay, can you throw cards? I feel like you could throw like Gambit.
You seem like a card
but
thrower.
I never did. I was very because I collected them and I used them for work. I was kind of very protective over the cards. You know, you'd hand one to a spectator and they'd while looking at it, they'd bend it in half and like hide it from you and like fold it, create a massive crease, and I'd just be like, oh.
Yeah.
So I can throw cards, but I rarely would, because as soon as you throw it, it will hit something and and a corner is just destroyed. So it's just a complete waste. You can no longer use that entire deck for Magic. So it's like, well, just don't do it, you know?
There you go. Easy peasy. Jam on Toast, thank you so much for the $5 dono. Conspiracy. Biologically speaking, there's no such thing as a fish. A human is more closely related to a goldfish than a goldfish is to a hagfish. This is the kind of conspiracy I like.
It's true.
I have another less a conspiracy.
It's a fact.
And I have just a big question. What's going on with the fact that when I make ice in my freezer, sometimes it's very easy to crack the cubes out and they come as perfect cubes, and other times it's like a Herculean task to crack it and it's just fucking shattered? What is going on? Same freezer, it's the same water, it's the same trays. What's going on here?
So here's the conspiracy theory, Marty. And here's the truth, if anyone is brave enough to hear it.
Incredible.
Ooh. It's because of the different amounts of chemicals that the government is putting into your water to dictate your mood and your shopping behaviors. So what happens is the government keeps track of your internet search history, knowing what you've purchased online recently. And if you haven't purchased enough online, it puts more chemicals into your water so that you buy more things. And that's when your ice comes out of the freezer trays easier. But when you've bought enough things, they don't want to waste the chemicals on you. Then it's just regular ice and it sticks to the plastic more. Therefore, they are harder to crack out.
Counter conspiracy.
I like that.
It's within that water. If you've drank some, it's making you physically weaker. So the next time you go to do it, you can't crack it because you're your weak baby arms.
So it's the same thing. I just get weaker because it's like
you're just getting weaker. But sometimes you don't drink as much water that day, so you go to crack some ice. You got your strength back.
By the way, that's equally as likely. Absolutely,
it's equally as likely. Either way, it could work.
By the way, I know subtlety is fine art. Yeah. That was a joke that Jack was saying. I don't believe that conspiracy.
Yeah, that was the Jack Packard joke of the week, sponsored by Speed
I think
Stick.
the government are putting chemicals in the water to make Marty weaker. This is
I'm gonna be honest, it's working. I'm weak as shit now.
I can't even get up on this chair.
Back when I wasn't hydrating, I was buff. Now that I'm drinking water, just a little baby boy. R.I.P. Gargling. Thank you so much for another dono. Talking about Steam, the pricing got confirmed for the Steam machine. It is $1,050 for a base model, $1,128 with a controller, $1,349 for the 2 terabyte model, and $1,428 for 2 terabytes with a controller. Ouch. Yep. Apparently, it is going to be shipping very soon. So, a couple of years ago, it wouldn't be that much. This would be like a $500 or $600 thing.
Be as powerful as it was. That's a couple of years ago, there wasn't AI buying up all the chips.
Delicious. The crisps, as you call them.
It's to me, it's like for a very specific market, it still seems like a heck of a deal.
Agreed.
It's going. I think it's going to be a phenomenal thing within their lineup for a very specific market. But I'm excited about it. I'm not going to get one. I have no need for one, but it still looks like a neat product.
Sure.
If this succeeds, it could do irreparable harm to the console market. I think it's gonna.
100%.
This is so expensive. I think this is going to be so niche. That's $1,500.
Okay, Marty, there are more PC gamers in the world than there are both main consoles, all 3 consoles combined. Like it's
the Steam Deck didn't take anything
now this
out
is
of...
a new in for the people who want to get into PC gaming but don't know what to do. This is a package deal that they can just do.
I think the Steam Deck didn't take anything out of the Switch sales, and I don't think this is going to take anything out of... I think this is a real niche. At this price, is a real niche. Niche and nephew.
Only time will tell.
Time will tell. Yeah, it's so. They should put out a hat. What if they put out Half-Life 3 with it? That'd be neat.
I thought you were about to say, what if they put out a hat with it? Like it comes with a free hat.
Oh,
like
it's $1,500, but you get a ball cap.
By the way, the GameCube.
They have like the little covers you can put on the front, right? They do have hats for it, basically.
Yeah. Remember, like the 360 had the face plates or whatever.
You can
put on.
I mean, you can do that with the PlayStations. You can take the faces off. And
I feel like I would break mine, and that feels like you're pulling its flesh off. It feels fucked up if you pull out.
I had to do that because I've got a Pro. I wanted a disc drive on it, and it's like, pull this thing off, and I'm like, man, I just spent like $1,000 on this. I don't want to pull the fucking flesh off this thing.
Mr. Broodstar, $30 dono, says nothing. Thank you so much, Mr. Broodstar.
Thanks for the support, bud.
El Rumpa with a $2 dono. Card games as bar/tavern games are OP and we need more. Yeah, if it's an RPG and you go into a tavern and or a bar, there should be a game to play. Sea of Stars had that thing. It wasn't like a card game, but like the weird little like
the board where you put the towers down.
Yeah, the little peg game.
The what game?
Sea of Stars had pegging.
The pegging game. Yeah, the pegging game. Yeah,
with right next to the gargling mini game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right next to that porno game we used to play. Sinus the Hedgehog, thank you so much for the $2 dono. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic's Pazak was pretty fun yet risky. I don't remember the exact rules of it, but I do remember there was the
Pazak.
Yeah, it was like a card game, like more of a gambling card game within the world of KOTOR. I think it's like also been discussed. Jabba probably played it, or Han probably had like a light Pazak gambling debt at some point. Yeah. Did Mass Effect have like a card game inside of it? I'm just trying to think of like other like kind of big RPGs like Witcher and stuff like that, like space poker.
They must have. I've never played any of those games, but I'm assuming like
that's surprising. You've never played Mass Effect?
The incredibly story heavy game. Yes,
but I mean it's like RP. I don't know. You like Baldur's Gate? It's kind of RPG, but yeah, I guess it's more of someone talking to you as opposed to you doing something. Nick Dole, thank you so much. Can we get Jay and Jack to do some card prestigination on stream? What is prestigination?
Prestidigitation.
What is that word?
It's magic with your fingers.
Hubba.
That is a J category. Any sort of card prestidigitation is 100% J. I can do none of. Oh wait! Oh, look at what I'm doing! Magic.
That music always plays. It's playing in my head.
Yeah, it's the official magic
all the time.
Music. El Rampa with another $10 dono. Thank you so much. I love the Windbreaker streams because the discussion is so broad on gaming topics instead of being hyper focused on a single game. So the ridiculous number of games I play is usually relevant. Keep it up.
Hell yeah.
It's funny because sometimes we've done more specific ones where it's like the Resident Evil 9 spoiler cast, but I think a lot of people are like kind of patient gamers. They might not come to something for a year or two, so it can be always tough like that. So yeah, I like these kind of general topics. Just a couple more left. Mopman, thank you so much for the dono. JM8, you're talking like the people insisting on the Steam Deck would kill the Switch. I bet it doesn't crack 1 million sold.
Oh, mate. Well, no, I'm not. And I've also never claimed that about the Steam Deck because that is a market that the Switch itself has cornered and had no competition, right?
But and the Switch is also very like the Switch is Nintendo, like which is a different beast.
Has the exclusives, right? Yeah. But we've spoken about this on DevHeads a bunch. The console market is declining and PC gaming is going up. And then adding something into the ecosystem that can be an instant buy-in for parents or the uneducated to just instantly get into that, market that maybe their friends might be doing as well is really attractive. And the price as well. Buying a basic PC that can run most things moderately, you're looking at, well, especially nowadays, multiple thousands of dollars. But now for parents, it's like, well, it's just $1,000. That's a way easier buy-in. So I think this is going to be very attractive to those people who are looking to take that leap. I'm not claiming it's going to do crazy numbers, but it will do damage to the console market. Like
it'll 100% do damage to the console market. It won't like kill it's it. The big thing. It's. I think the piece that a lot of people aren't looking at is it's not just the Steam machine, it's Steam OS. The ability to plug this into your TV and have it be a Steam OS and have it be like kind of a simple version of Steam without like all the computer nonsense. All love to the computer nonsense, but I'm a nerd. Most people do not care about the computer nonsense. They want to see their games and play their games. The Steam Deck didn't cannibalize from the Switch, but you know what it did do? Created a new market of handhelds. Like the boom of PC handhelds is directly related to the Steam Deck success.
Also, the amount of games I've bought post owning a Steam Deck is so vast compared to the number of games I had beforehand. Like I buy games on Steam now because of the Steam Deck. Like I am a Steam customer, whereas before I would pretty much only buy things for work. Whereas now when an indie game comes out, I'll probably get it on Steam if it plays on the Steam Deck. Like I like playing it there.
Because there are multiple places you can then play that, right? And what is it? Since its launch, Steam Deck sold over 4 million units. Like that's nothing to sniff at. It ain't Switch numbers, but it's nothing to sniff at, right? And that's breaking into a market that already exists.
Your ROG allies and your Xbox handhelds and there is now a market for PC handhelds or PC like handhelds that didn't exist before, and I think this will. And as someone who is a big fan of kind of tiny but powerful PCs, the Steam machine is going to bring a whole new world of tiny, cheap, moderately priced PCs, and I'm very, very here for it.
It's PC gaming onboarding for plebs. And that's great.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Plurbs. And finally, RIP Gargling, thank you so much for the dono. I saw something interesting, but I have to ask first. Jay, before you moved to the US, did you live in Southend? Southend?
Southend? No, I didn't. I lived in the Southwest.
You're more of a North End boy.
No, I'm Southwest. I'm like nearly as close to the fucking bottom tip of England as you could possibly get. Like
Incredible.
Not Cornwall, but like in Devon. So no, I didn't. And if you have a follow up with if I lived in the South End.
You just said so many words where I was like, in Cornwall, not Devon, but definitely not South End. I was like, these mean absolutely nothing to
It's because I lived in a magical land. I lived in Hobbiton, Jack.
You lived in Hobbiton.
I did.
Perfect. Shout out to the Hobbits. And I think that's gonna do it for us today. Jack, thank you so much for joining us. What do you have going on? While you do that, I'm gonna open a pack of cards.
Oh my God! Open a pack of cards. I can't wait to see what you get. Yes. Okay. I am. So I am not streaming tomorrow with Jenna as per usual. Many apologies. I believe Jenna and Nick are planning on doing some more streaming, so that you will get your fix in without me. But I will be back with Marty and Jess on Thursday while Marty continues Fallout 3, which is 100% inspiring me to play Fallout again because it's such a fun game. And brand new adventure is nigh this Saturday. I believe this is episode 4. The gang just met the evil wizard Nizbak Picklefeather, and now how are they going to deal with him? It's going to be very exciting. So episode 4
very excited
this Saturday.
Yes, hell yeah. Jay, how about yourself? You got a new design delve that went up this morning.
New Majonki's Mask design delve came out today on how they kind of did the impossible and made, you were saying earlier, Jack, how you don't like time constraints, how they took that and made it very, very accessible through their use of mechanical breakpoints in their quests and how it becomes effortless once you really get into it. As someone who originally put it down when I played it on the DS and then came back for this video. Fantastic game, absolutely love it. You can go watch that. And tomorrow will be the vote for what the next retro Jay's never played it before game will be. Nice. It's going to be between Final Fantasy IX, Metal Gear Solid 2, and Myst. A puzzle bad boy. So I'm thinking about doing Myst. Right? I'm thinking about just doing Myst for the next one and having whatever wins be the following one because I need one that's a bit shorter.
Can we have a writing category and can Jake's booty call get on there?
There we go. 100%. Bring back the floppy friends? What was the website?
Yeah, NordVPN.
Romp, that's the one. Don't know where I got floppy friends from.
As someone who played Myst when it first came out and was absolutely 100% baffled and confused at all moments, I would be fascinated to hear your thoughts on Myst. So that's what I would be voting for.
I'm thinking about doing it just as the very next one. Well, because the problem is if FF9 wins, those games are like 50 hours long. So it can't be the next Design Delve. So I'm thinking do Myst, and then whatever wins is the one following. Ooh. So that's what I'm thinking.
Do not. There is no Myst, Yoda.
That's what my vote is. God. I want to know how you handle Myst. I would be very, very interested. Yeah.
Would you play the original Myst? You wouldn't play like the juiced up modern version?
That's the question. Maybe I'll get both and test it out. I might, if the zhuzhed one isn't like very different in its design, if it's like visually just a bit zhuzhed up, if it's completely redesigned puzzles, I'll play the original. But
sure.
What if you just talk about the movie The Myst instead? That was a sick movie.
Also a great.
That's the big twist. That's the big twist. It's just me talking about The Myst. Great ending.
And then we should have normal streams the rest of the week. Hot Monday Energy Crew going to be up later this evening with they're playing Adventures of Elliot, the new game by Team Asano, the Octopath Traveler folks. They put about 6 hours into it over the weekend. I'm a big fan. It's pretty much their take on like a Zelda, top-down Zelda, or a second Densetsu. So big fan of that.
Oh, neat.
And then normal stuff. Rest of the week we'll be playing some more Star Fox on Wednesday night. As a reminder, Yahtzee's not here this week, so there won't be a Yahtzee Try stream on Wednesday. The edited highlights of our of last week's stream will be up this weekend. And no proper Fully Ramblemanic. However, this Fully Ramblemanic on Wednesday is going to be the kickoff of the Patreon vote for what Yahtzee plays during his summer game drought. So we will discover what the, I believe, 6 games are on Wednesday, and then the vote will open to the $5 tier and above, and it will be open, I believe, for a full week. So tune in Wednesday to be able to cast your vote for what Yahtzee plays for an upcoming Fully Ramblemanic. That's gonna do it for us. Oh, really quick, I opened my pack. I got a wizard. Oh. I got a mountain.
You gotta these are Marty, these are hold them up. Show them. We gotta see them.
Yeah.
Okay. Wizard on the front. Bird. It's just bird on the back. It's clearly a chocobo, and it just says bird.
It's a token. It's a token that can be flipped. Yeah.
It's a token that can be flipped. Jack, you fucking idiot. I got a mountain. Yeah. So far, these aren't very Final Fantasy. The Fate of the Sun Crystal. I hope the Sun Crystal's all right. We got a Mizdian Elder, who's a man from Final Fantasy IV. A Hecatize, which is like a big old pile of eyes. It's called an Ooze Horror. That's fun. An Ooze Horror. I got a fat chocobo. You can summon a big fat chocobo.
Show us the chocking bow.
Show us the cards, Marty.
I keep forgetting. I don't like the fact that he's a fat chocobo.
Misprint. What the fuck?
And he's got
Why
too many words.
Of text on it?
I don't, because fat chocobo's got a lot of words to him.
Shorthand for a lot of shit happening there.
I got Sage's Nautilus. I'm gonna be honest. So far, I don't know any of this shit, and I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. I got the Adventurer's Airship. It's just the airship that they adventure on. That's fun. I got the White Auracite, which sounds a little racist, so I'm going to put that one away. I don't like that. I got a Cacatuar, who I love. He looks great.
Love it.
I don't like the fact that his arms and legs are positioned like a swastika.
Also, well, kind of.
He's a degree away from being a swastika.
But it's fine. That was like a religious thing way beforehand. I got Garnet, the Princess of Alexandria, who, Jay, you may be meeting very soon. One of the main characters of Final Fantasy IX. I got the Relentless X Adam 92. Who was, I believe, one of the secret bosses in Final Fantasy VIII. Real pain in the ass, big robo. Garland, the Knight of Corneria, who is the villain of Final Fantasy I. Also plays a major role in Strangers of Heaven, Stranger of Paradise, whatever the Final Fantasy Souls-like was. And then I got Evil Reawakened, which is my flashy card from Final Fantasy V.
Oh, it's
so I don't know.
Nice.
Congrats. It's an Evil Reawakened. And Red Dwarf, thank you so much for $5 dono. Speaking of cards, the original Myst was made in HyperCard. Was that an engine?
There we go.
It's like the original Myst is basically an interactive slideshow.
It's a bunch of pictures that you're moving between. Yeah, it's fascinating.
Pictures. It's beautiful. Yeah.
And then El Rampa with a $50 dono. Thank you so much, Jack. Marty said it was his dream to be on Best of the Worst. Let's make that happen. What I actually said was, someone asked, why aren't you on Best of the Worst? And I said, because I don't know those men and I've never watched it and I just know Jack. I don't think Jack is one of the full-time men. I think he's a part-time man.
Right. As a reminder, I don't even get to choose when I'm on Best of the Worst.
Yeah.
Let alone other people.
Let alone get your weird stragglers.
We are shooting something together relatively soon. And I'll bring up Marty. I'll pitch Marty. But also, I've pitched a lot of people to come on the show before, and none of them have been chosen. So it might be worse for Marty if I pitch him.
Listen, if Yahtzee hasn't been on the show, probably not.
Probably not.
Also, there's only one BOTW in my heart, and that's Breath of the Wild. That's gonna do it for us. Thank you all so much, everyone who tuned in live on YouTube, anyone listening on your podcast service of choice. We appreciate all of you, all of our members of Patreon, anyone who donated. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll get our new goal for our next funding goal up shortly, and all that money will carry over. So for Jack and Jay and Eric, this was Marty. This was Windbreaker episode number 129. Thank you all so much. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your Mondays, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.